Yeah, so we gotta do the opposite and divide both sides by 9. Divide by 9.
5.
P equals negative 5. Okay, 27, or 21, or 22.
22.
22?
Yeah.
Okay, what's our first step gonna be?
Find like to distribute.
Distribute. Okay, so you got 15R minus 15 equals negative 120.
Need to divide, you see. Plus 15.
Plus 15 on both sides.
Yeah. Need to divide 15.
So I got 15R equals negative 105. And my last step is going to be to divide by 15. This is negative 7. It should be. Okay, the next one say draw a graph for each inequality. Okay, so we're just drawing what the inequality should look like. So, should this be open or closed?
Close.
Well, what are you looking at? This should be open. Okay, these are just notes in case you accidentally forget, and it should be closed. Okay, so at the 1, it should be closed, going in which direction?
Left.
Going to the left. Okay, and we're going to keep going past 25. Yeah, because we're going way too fast. Which is good. But,
Keep going fast.
I mean, I know, I'm just saying, like, we're going faster than I was. Okay, so, write an inequality for each graph. Let's do 26. So, we can put our x, negative 2.
Yeah.
Which way should it be pointed?
This way.
What? So you,
The left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the line under.
no. Wait.
Yes. It ain't closed because it's going this way.
Is it open or closed?
Open.
So, should it have a line under it or not?
Shaded in, that's why. No.
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 Open. Well, it's on my paper, it's shaded in, that's why I said it. It's has a line under it. On mine, it
You need glasses. So make sure you ask me on your test if you think it's shaded in. Okay, the next section says solve each inequality and graph its solution. So somewhere on here, circle and circle. If you forget to do one, you're screwed. So you should have an answer, like n equals something, and you should have a graph. Okay? So do not forget to, so do you want me to do 27 or 28?
27.
27? So I got 16x is less than 208. How do I get x by itself? Divide by 16. Divide by 16. Do we need to flip?
Yeah. No, you ain't dividing. Multiply by
Okay, so when do we know when to flip or not?
when it's
When
negative.
it has a line.
When it's negative.
Okay, when what is negative? Let's be a little more specific.
No.
We divide by negative, basically. The bottom number.
The bottom number, the denominator. Okay, so when the bottom number or the denominator, okay, which also means bottom number, is negative. So it's going to stay the same. So at 13, should it be open or closed?
Open.
Open, pointed to the
That way.
left.
See?
28 or 29 or 30? 30? Okay.
What answer was that?
You need to keep up, Margot. On display. Here.
Off. Let me look. Alright.
See, quit talking.
Jaden's trying to come slow.
No, I didn't.
If I want to call you slow, I'll call you slow. I ain't got no
Come
problem.
on, Jaden.
Okay, so how do we solve for R? Shh, quit talking. Pay attention.
You cheat. I got 2.
Add 2 to both sides.
22. That's 24. That's 20.
Negative 20. Open or closed?
Open.
Open to the left.
To the back side.
Okay, 31 or 32?
31.
31.
Which one, Dan? Javante?
20. I mean, 32.
Okay, so 32, I got 6 minus 6m minus 2m is less than 6. What's our first step going to be?
Combine like terms.
Combine like terms. You know, just, you got this. Okay, what's our next step gonna be?
Add 6 on the thing.
Come again?
Plus 6.
Come again?
No, negative. Remember, because it doesn't have the. It's not a negative 6.
You can say it nicely. What you guys say? So minus 6. Minus 6.
No, plus 6.
No, it's not. Is 0. What's our last step?
Go on the scale with
Divide by 8. Divide by 8. Do we need to flip?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's negative at the bottom.
Yeah, because that 8's a negative, we do need to flip. Okay, so at the 0, should it be open or closed?
Open and you go forward.
Open to the right. Okay, 33 or 34?
33.
Okay, 33, what's our first step gonna be?
Distribute.
Distribute. So 25, 5 times 4 is gonna be 20x is greater than 185. What's gonna be our next step?
Subtract.
Negative 25, negative 25. So I got 20x is greater than 160.
Got it.
And what's our last step gonna be?
Divide, which would be 40. 60 minus 20 is 40.
So you can cancel the
That's
zeros.
80.
You can cancel the zeros.
80.
16 divided by 2 is just gonna be 8.
8.
Okay, so at the 8, but I do wanna time out. So you said 60, and I'm not hating, but is 60 on your graph anywhere for you to graph?
No.
No, so the graph kind of gives you all a hint, right? Okay, so if you get a number and it's not even on the graph, call your mama, phone a friend, because something ain't right. Okay? So at 8 should be open to the right.
Forward.
Okay, the next section are all about absolute values. Okay, so somewhere on here, you better write yourself a little note if you're not going to remember what is the big thing with absolute values that we do differently from every other equation.
You gotta have 2 things.
Perfect. You got to have 2 of them, and you got to write the second one.
What is it?
So you should have 2. Okay, and the second one should be a negative. Okay, so we got n over 2 is the absolute value of all by itself. Yeah, so we can write it twice. We're gonna write one n over 2 equals 2, and the other one should be n over 2 equals negative 2. And now we're ready to solve them. So how do I get n by itself?
Divide.
Times by 2 times by 2. So, and I forgot to do on this side. Okay, so I got n equals 4 and n equals negative 4. Okay, on all these, you should have how many answers?
2.
2. Okay, if you don't have 2 answers, you forgot to do something. Okay, do you want me to do 37 or 38?
37.
Okay, is the absolute value all by itself?
Yeah.
Okay, by that I mean there's nothing else on this side like a 2 out here or a plus 4, okay, on the outside. So, is it by itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we can do what? What do we need to do once it's by itself?
Make 2 equations.
Write it twice. 2 plus 5x equals 2. What about the second one?
Negative 2.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 plus 5x equals negative 2. What needs moved first?
That 2.
Come on. We're keeping it moving. You guys stay with us. Come on. No. So we're going to subtract 2, subtract 2. 5x equals 0. And what's our last step going to be?
Divide.
Divide by 5.
0.
Yeah, so it's going to be x equals 0. And we need to solve the other one. So negative 2, negative 2.
0.
5x equals negative 4. What's our last step?
Divide.
Divide.
You can divide.
You can. Okay, so absolute values are going to be the only ones that you should get a fraction for. Okay? So if you type it in on your calculator and you get some sort of like crazy decimal, that's okay. Leave it the way it is. Okay? So leave it as a fraction. You want me to do 39 or 40?
40.
40? Okay, so is the absolute value all by itself? Come on.
No.
Why not?
It's just negative 1 plus.
We're looking at this one. But yeah, that's right.
6.
Because of that 6. So see, we're just looking at this side. Is there anything with the absolute value? There's a 6. So how do I move that 6?
You
Multiply 6.
Times both sides by 6, times by 6.
to the worth.
So negative 10 plus n equals 12. Is our absolute value all by itself now? So what do we need to do now that it's all by itself?
Add 10.
No.
Wait.
You divide.
Yeah, so you gotta write it twice. Once we get the bars all by itself, then is when we write it twice. Okay, so negative 10 plus n equals 12. And what should the other one be? Negative 10 plus n equals negative 12. So I got plus 10 plus 10. N equals 22. And my other one, I'm going to say plus 10 plus 10. N equals negative 2. Okay, 41 or 42? 41? Okay, what's our first step going to be?
Multiply 4.
Multiply both sides by 4. Okay, so is our absolute value all by itself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now what do we need to do?
Make it 2 steps.
Yeah, so write it twice. So 6b plus 10 equals 4. Marco, what should the other one say?
16 plus 10 equals negative.
Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to keep solving. So we're going to say minus 10, minus 10. So I got negative 6 equals, or 6b equals negative 6.
Oh.
And my last step is going to be to divide. So b equals negative 1.
I don't know what that runs it.
I know, I don't either. Okay, minus 10, minus 10. I don't ever know how to leave enough room. You mean negative 14?
2.
And then divide by 6. Okay, this doesn't work out to be a whole number, so you're going to leave it as a fraction, and you'll see that when you start to do some of these on your calculator. You're like, what the heck? Okay, just ask me if you're not sure.